Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on abbreviations. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we can select the subject of language arts, grade 3, and then we can scroll down up until we get to the chapter of abbreviations. All right, so our chapter is abbreviations. Our subject is English, which is language arts. Grade 3. And the lessons that we are focusing on under the chapter of abbreviations is to abbreviate the days of the week, to abbreviate the months of the year, and we're also going to abbreviate people's titles, right? So that is going to be our lessons for today. All right. So when it comes to abbreviations, right, an abbreviation is a short version of a word, right? So you'll have a specific word, but then an abbreviation, right, is like a shorter version of that specific word. It's like you're shortening that word. So that is an abbreviation. And when we abbreviate days of the week, we abbreviate months of the year, and we even abbreviate people's titles, right? And then it means that we are now shortening that specific word. For example, days of the week, right? Days of the week are often abbreviated, right? The abbreviation of the days of the week, it usually consists of the first 3 or 4 letters of the word, right? So not just the days of the week, but when we abbreviate, then the abbreviation, it usually consists of either the first 3 or the first 4 letters of that specific word, followed by a period, right? And the period is important because it shows that we are abbreviating, we are now shortening that version of that word, right? And when we abbreviate the days of the week, abbreviations, right, for the days of the week are always capitalized, right? Because remember, we always need to capitalize days of the week, we capitalize months of the year, right? So when we even abbreviate, we shorten that the days of the week, then it still needs to be capitalized. All right. So if we look at our days of the week, remember we have 7 days of the week, right? We have Monday, and if we abbreviate Monday, it will be the first 3 letters, which is Mon, and it's followed by a period. If we abbreviate the second day of the week, which is Tuesday, right? And if we abbreviate Tuesday, it is Tues with a period at the end. Then if we abbreviate Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, we say it's Wednesday, but if you spell it, right, or if you want to really say it, it sounds like Wednesday, the way it's written, but we just say it is Wednesday, right? And Wednesday is just Wed. And then if we abbreviate Thursday, right, then Thursday will be Thurs. So that is basically now 5 letters, Thurs, which is 5 letters that is being abbreviated to. If we want to abbreviate Friday, Fry is only Fry. So Friday is only Fry, which is 3 letters followed by the period. And then if we abbreviate Saturday, Saturday is only Sat and a period. And then if we abbreviate Sunday, Sunday is Sun, which is a followed by a period. And as you can see, if you look at the first letters of those words, it is still capitalized, right? It is still capitalized. So which means that the days of the week we abbreviate, right? It's either the first 3 letters, the first 4 letters, or like in Thursday, it is the first 5 letters of that word and it is followed by a period. And remember, we said abbreviations for days of the week, it is always capitalized. All right. And then we have the months of the year, right? Months of the year, we also need to capitalize, right? Which means that if we abbreviate months of the year, it is also going to be capitalized, right? So when it comes to months of the year, if it is months of the year, if the names are a bit longer, right? So months of the year with longer names, we often abbreviate that. So if the names are a bit longer, then we need to abbreviate those words, right? But if the names are not long, it's either going to stay the same. right? And the abbreviation of months of the year, it either consists of the first three letters or the first four letters of that specific word, right? And it is also followed by a period, right? That is now the months of the year. And we have 12 months in the year, right? And once again, remember when it comes to capitalization, days of the week needs to be capitalized, months of the year needs to be capitalized, which means that if we abbreviate the months of the year, then it's also going to be capitalized. Now, if we look at the months of the year, right? Our months of the year with fewer letters, with letters that is less, that is either four letters or less than four letters, right? We need to leave it the same. It needs to say the same way, right? Like, for example, May, June, and July. It's either four letters or it is three letters. So we're not going to abbreviate that because it's already short, right? So May, June, and July stays the same. And if we look at our months of the year, right, we said we have 12 months of the year. We have January. And if we abbreviate January, it's going to be Jan followed by a period. Remember, it needs to follow with a period because then it shows that you have abbreviated that word, right? Then we have February. And remember, even if you say February, it's not February, it's February, right? Not forgetting the R that is also in there. So if we abbreviate February, it's going to be Feb followed by a period. March, right? March. March is Mar and it is followed by a period. Remember, capitalize also, right? Don't forget to capitalize it. Then we have April, right? April, capital letter A for April. And we shorten April by saying A, like APR and a period. And we said May stays the same because it's only three letters. June stays the same because it's four letters. July stays the same because it's four letters. And then we have August, right? August. And August, we shorten August to Aug, AUG, followed by a period. We shorten or abbreviate September by saying it's Sept, capitalize S, followed by a period. October, we capitalize to Oct, followed by a period. November, we need to shorten. It's going to be Nov, N-O-V. And December, we literally going to abbreviate that or shorten that word by DEC, it's D-E-C, and a period, right? So this is basically the months of the year. And we said that the months of the year with longer names, right? We abbreviate it. But if it has less than, for example, four or fewer letters, like May, June, and July, we do not abbreviate those words because it's already short, right? So it's already short, so we're not going to abbreviate those words. So when we abbreviate the words, it's either going to be the first three letters or the first four letters of that specific month of the year. And months of the year, we always need to capitalize, whether you leave it the same way or we abbreviate it, right? All right. So what you're going to do is, I see some of you have already written down some of the months of the year, right? To make it more like, more fun in a way, please write down the month that you are born. The month that you are born. Remember, when you write it down, write down the full month of the full month of the year, as well as the abbreviation. So you're going to, for example, like my birthday is in January, so I will, for example, write January. Don't forget the capital letter January. And then if I abbreviate January, it's going to be Jan, and not forgetting the period. Right? So write down your birthday month, the month that your birthday is in, the full month, as well as the abbreviation, like I just made an example over here. My birthday is in January, and I also wrote down the abbreviation of January. May, June, and July is going to stay the same. And remember, you need to also write it with a capital letter. And if you write the abbreviation of that word, then you also need to follow the abbreviation with a period. Don't forget to capitalize it. December, if you shorten it, don't forget the period at the end. Don't forget the period at the end. Capitalize. Remember, we need to capitalize it. So we said May, June, and July stays the same, but you should not forget to capitalize it, right? You need to write it with a capital letter. And if you write the abbreviation of the word, then you need to put a period at the end. And don't forget the capital letters. All right. Okay. So now what you're also going to do is, remember, the whole aim is for us to follow the rules of what they say the rules are, right? So which means that it is still capitalized, which means that if you write down the months of the year, it needs to be capitalized. And if you write the shortened word or the abbreviation of that word, then it needs to follow with a period. All right. So well done, everybody. At least now I also know what month your birthdays are in. So we have a birthday this month in April. All right. So we see that we abbreviate days of the week, and we also abbreviate months of the year, right? So but we also need to abbreviate the people's titles, right? So people's titles are often abbreviated in formal as well as informal, right? So people's titles are also abbreviated. We abbreviate it in formal as well as informal. Like for example, if you go to the doctor, right? If you go to the doctor, right? And then it says that I'm not going to see, for example, Dr. Abrams, for example, right? If you say you're going to see Dr. Abrams, right? That is how we, for example, write Dr. Abrams. Just an example. There we write the full word. But if you want to shorten this word, doctor, right, then we are going to shorten this word by saying Dr. period Abrams. Because now we are abbreviating the word doctor. So instead of writing the full word doctor, we can only write Dr. period doctor, right? If we want to abbreviate Mr., right there we have Mr., the full word, but we abbreviate it, we write the shortened way or shortened version of Mr., then we just say Mr., which is MR. So it can be Mr. Smith or Mr. whoever, right? Yes, but remember Abrams is capital letter, right? Because it's somebody's name. All right, if we want to talk about, if we want to make mention of the reverend or the priest or the pastor, then we say reverend is REV. And not forgetting the period, right? Because if you abbreviate the word, your abbreviation needs to be followed with a period. Yeah, so Mr. is correct, but remember Mr. and a period. Also, we can say Miss, right? And Miss is like this with a period. Miss, MS, and a period. So, for example, Miss Nadine, right? Or you just say Miss and the surname. And remember, it needs to be capitalized, capital letter, right? If you want to make mention of the captain, right? And then we say it's Captain Jack Sparrow. So it's capt, abbreviated to capt, and Captain Jack, right? And Jack is a capital letter. All right. Then we also have, for example, either sergeant and sergeant. Look at sergeant. Sergeant is SGT, right? So this is just a few examples of words or people's titles that are abbreviated, right? So this is either words that is abbreviated in formal or that is abbreviated in informal. Right? So we said now that we abbreviate days of the week, we abbreviate months of the year, and we abbreviate people's titles. And abbreviations are shortened words or shortened versions of those words, right? And when we shorten that words, whether it is the days of the week, the months of the year, or people's titles, it needs to be followed by a period. And all abbreviations need to be capitalized. All right. So now we're going to our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca. And our chapter is abbreviations, right? And we're going to focus on the lessons on abbreviate days of the week, abbreviate months of the year, and we're going to abbreviate people's titles. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.cn. We're going to the first one, which is to abbreviate days of the week. And remember, we said that an abbreviation is a short version of a word. And when we abbreviate days of the week, right? Days of the week, it's often abbreviated. And the abbreviation, it usually consists of the first three letters or the first four letters of that specific word. This is not days of the week. And then when you abbreviate the days of the week, which is either the first three letters or the first four letters of that word, then it needs to be followed by a period. Right? And when we abbreviate the days of the week, right, it's always capitalized. Abbreviations of the days of the week is always it's always capitalized. And here we made a few examples, or here we have the days of the week as well as the abbreviations. All right, so we're going to begin our test where we are going to abbreviate the days of the week. We now need to fill in the missing days of the week, all right? We have Sunday. What is missing between Sunday and Tuesday? Is it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday? What is the word or what is the day of the week that is missing between Sunday and Tuesday? Do we say it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Wednesday, Tuesday? All right. And if we choose the day of the week that is missing, we can say it is Monday because it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So Wednesday goes after Tuesday. So well done, right? Monday is correct. We need to fill in the missing day of the week. We have Thursday, Sunday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We need to say which word is missing between Thursday and Saturday. The day of the week that is missing between Thursday and Saturday. Is it Sunday or is it Friday? All right, and if we choose the correct missing abbreviation, we can say it is Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. So well done, Friday is correct. So well done. All right, we need to fill in the missing days of the week. What is the day of the week that comes before Monday? Before Monday. We have the missing word, then Monday, Tuesday. What is the day of the week that comes before Monday? Is it Monday and then or is it Sunday? Monday or Sunday? The day before Monday. All right. And the day of the week before Monday is Sunday because it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right. Well done. All right. Now, lastly, we need to fill in the missing abbreviation, right? The missing days abbreviation. We have Thursday, Friday. What is after Friday? Is Saturday after Friday or is Sunday after Friday? After Friday. Friday. We have Thursday, Friday. Is it Saturday after Friday or Sunday after Friday? So the day of the week after Friday. It's Thursday, Friday. Do we say it's Saturday after Friday or Sunday after Friday? All right, then if we choose the abbreviation that comes after Friday, we will say it is Saturday. Right? So well done. Saturday is correct. Right? Not Sunday because we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then we have Sunday. Then we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Right? All right. So well done. Now we're going to abbreviate the month of the year, right? And we said the months of the year with longer names are often abbreviated, right? But months of the year with shorter names like May, June, and July, we do not abbreviate it. May stays the same, June stays the same, July stays the same because they are already short, right? But January to December needs to be abbreviated, either the first three or four letters of the month of the year, followed by a period, right? All right, so now we're going to our test. We need to fill in the months of the year, right? That's after February. We have January, February. What is after February? Is it March or is it April? Is it March or April that's after February? All right, and if we choose or if we fill in the month that is after February, and then we can say it is March, right? So well done, March is correct. So March is after February, and that was last month. So we just paused, we just left March behind. We are now in a new month. All right, we need to fill in the missing months of abbreviation. It is October, November. Is it December or is it January? Which one? Which month of the year comes after November? Is it December or is it January? All right. And if we, yes, so it is after October, it is November, and after November, we have December. The ants go marching one by one. All right, so we have December, so well done. All right, so now we need to say the month that is after July. We have June, July. Is September after July, or is August after July? Is September after July or August after July? Yes, I know that song. I know the whole song. All right. And the month that is after June, July is August. So after July, we have August. Then what is the month that is before March? The month before March we have, is it January, March, April, or is it February, March, April? Is it January, March, April, or February, March, April? All right. So the month that comes before March is February, right? So it's February, March, and April. So well done, right? Now we are going to abbreviate people's titles, right? And we said when we abbreviate people's titles, right, it can either be abbreviated formally or informally, right? And it is a shortened version. All right, if we look at the word saint, Saint Patrick, who is honored every March 17, lived over 15,000 years ago. So Saint Patrick. So we need to abbreviate the title saint. Saint is Saint ST or is Saint SR? Saint. Is it ST or SR? We are done in 5 minutes time. Saint, is it ST Patrick or SR Patrick? Saint Patrick, who is honored every March 17, lived over 1,500 years ago, or 1,500 years ago. All right, and if we choose the correct one, we can say it is Saint Patrick, right? So Saint Patrick. So well done. It is ST for Saint Patrick. So well done, everybody. All right, so you have a famous friend, Patrick. Private, right? So Private Sarah Emma Edmonds. So Private Sarah Emma Edmonds fought in the Civil War using the name Franklin Thompson. So private, is it PRI or PVT? Private, PRI or PVT? I also wasn't alive that time. I don't think any one of us were alive that time. So private, is private PRI or is private PVT? All right, and if we choose the correct one, we can say it is private, which is PVT. PVT for private, right? So well done. PVT is correct for private. All right. Did you invite Mr. Mendoza and his family for your Memorial Day get together? Did you invite Mr. Mendoza and his family to your Memorial Day get together? Mr. Is Mr. MR for Mr. or MRS for Mrs.? Mr. Is it MR or MRS? Mr. Yes. So Mr. we can say it is MR. Mrs. is something else, right? So Mr. is MR. So well done. Mrs. is MRS. So well done, right? Is the book group meeting at Professor Hensley's house this week? Is the book group meeting at Professor Hensley's house this week? So professor, is it prof or pro? Professor, is it prof or pro? Professor, is it prof, which is the first one, or pro, which is the second one? All right, and if we choose the correct one, we can say professor is prof, right? It is a professor. All right, let's do the last one before we end off. Senator Henry Dodge. Senator Henry Dodge and his son Augustus served in the Senate at the same time. So, senator, is senator sen or is it sit? Sen or sit? Senator, is it sen or is it sit? All right, and senator we can say is sin, right? The first one, which is sin. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on abbreviations. We said abbreviations are shortened words or shortened versions of that word, right? We abbreviated months of the year, we abbreviated days of the week, and we also abbreviated the people's titles, right? And remember, days of the week, months of the year, and people's titles, whether we abbreviate it, it needs to be still written with capital letter and it's followed by a period, right? All right, so this is the end of our lesson on abbreviations. Thank you very much, grade threes, for joining the class. Thank you very much for interacting, right? And being able to know and understand what abbreviations are. I really appreciate your interactions. So, till next time, have a good evening further. Goodbye.